This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
AFL Hall of Famer and Indigenous Team of the Century member Stephen Michael, the biggest name in WA football, has just been announced by the AFL as the 2025 Sir Doug Nicholls Around honoree.
Amazing.
This
That's
is so good. And he's joined us now, the legend himself. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning, my boys. How are you going?
Oh,
Stephen, there's a girl there too. Hang
Yeah.
on.
Sorry, my apologies.
That's
I
all
can't
right.
see
That's
through
all
the
right.
phone.
No, it's okay. I'm looking at a vagina right now. I can say she's a girl.
can confirm.
Stephen, this is absolutely amazing. You must be so pumped.
Oh, very, very well pumped. I think it's I don't think any sports person will go out to achieve anything. When you say achieve, I don't think they look at the long-term picture of, we go out and play sport to win sport and to win grand finals, maybe a Ferris and Best or a Sandover medal or All-Australian captain or something like that. But these things are just unbelievable. And with this group of guys I'm with, especially with Sir Doug Nicholls and the great Polly Farmer, Sid Jacksons, them two really set the standard to playing AFL football and build them in there too. So, I'm very humble and very proud to be a Noongar man and be a Noongar person who represent, say, people in general, because I'm not about races or anything. It's about people in general. If I can do it, I think everyone can do it.
What's amazing about this is you wouldn't have known how decent you've been and how good you've been during your career because you're just in it. And then it's only until you can stand there and look back and then realise, wait, I did bloody well.
Yeah. And
people really respected me. That must be amazing because you did everything right. You came at the end and you're a good guy and people like you and you've had an amazing career. That must be a good feeling because we can't say that about our show.
It is. I think there's a lot where I can say set the benchmark, if they like to call it that. Is
yes.
I always say, like my two parents, my mum and dad, I think all us sports people who played sport, understand when you're very young, your parents give make all the commitments in the world for you and take you to, especially in the country, we have to travel miles. It's just not like just they go around in circles. We travelled maybe 30, 40, 50 k's at a time or maybe more. And they give that up on every Sunday or Saturday for you, They even take you to, it was Country Week then, Country Week training and all that. So, I owe a lot to my parents, but I think, I was a little bit accepting of a lot of people. I don't drink and I don't smoke. So, maybe there was a bonus on my side and maybe there's just a few accolades from, say, not doing that. But, I just look at, say, life is, say, is very good to me. I've got 9 brothers and sisters, and we all very close-knit group of family. Mum's still in hospital in Cage-Up. She's 90 years of age, and she's overwrought it. And she said, you deserve it. I said, no, Mum, there's a lot of people out there better than I am. But
no, that's not true.
That is not true.
You are genuinely one of the greats to have ever played our game.
Yeah,
the fact that you didn't play VFL is, somewhat of a travesty, to be honest.
I just want to hit on your 9 siblings. At Christmas time, because Sean's got a big family, at Christmas time, do you guys still buy separate presents? Because that gets expensive. Or are you now just buying for one family?
No, hang on. I got 27 grandkids.
So wait, are you buying 27 presents for?
No, we cut off at 16.
I think that's wise. That's wise.
Yeah, give him a voucher. That's it. Stephen, Nat just mentioned before, and when you were announced as the honoree for this season, I was mentioning it on radio, and I know I've personally asked you this before, and I'd like the audience to hear. Back in the day when you were the biggest name in WA football and just dominated, South Fremantle had the best team going in the 80s, East Fremantle, Claremont, they were some of the unbelievable names that, I certainly recognise. How many times did the VFL clubs come at you, and was it tempting, and more so, what kept you in WA football? Oh,
you did right. It was very, very tempting. But I looked at. I've been down to Geelong. I talked with Eston, North Melbourne, and all that. So there's 3 good clubs there. And Geelong was a bloody great club. Don't get me wrong, but. The funny part about it, it's not funny. It's I was a little bit different because I come from the country and that, because it does rain and that. But when I went to Geelong, it was Shell Stadium and it's 6 inches of mud. I think, gee, you want me to play footy over here? So, but I think the main ties was, Mum and Dad didn't have much money, and I think Victorian clubs looked after them very well, like South Fremantle did. And to drive 2 hours up to Perth, it wasn't really a great deal. But and if they had to catch a plane, and Mum and Dad never been on a plane, Mum don't like taking lifts. So my loyalty was it's
a family.
Family ties are so important to me, and like I said, we do go through a situation. No matter what nationality you are, what colour you are, you have problems in life, and you like to ring Mum or Dad or your big brother or your little sister or something like that. So it's so pleasing to be at home where I might have been a big fish in a little bloody pond, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed everything I've done. I achieved a lot, like with standover medals and state of origins and all Australian caps and Tassie. 5 first and best for South Fremantle on 212 games without missing one. So,
it was a record.
That is amazing.
It was a record. Stephen did that.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot without a week off.
Hey, Stephen, I'm
but don't forget I've been shot in the league and a couple of car accidents and a couple of 44-gallon drums dropped on my toes. So, I wasn't...
I mean, one is allowable, but a couple?
Hey, Stephen, I want to know, because we work with Shaun now for, 15 years, 16 years. Anyway, and we can see the effects of football on him because he is getting injections in his bum. Not that way, Stephen.
He has to stretch all the time.
And he's got what's your main your shoulders?
Hips, probably hips and
shoulders, neck.
What did you? How did you come out of the end of it?
Can't remember anything.
Are you in pain all the time, like Shaun?
Only thing I had was tendonitis in the knees.
That's it.
What?
And that's the only. And I'm pretty healthy at the moment. I try to look after. Well, I do look after myself very well. And try to watch what I eat and. Sometimes I don't eat anything. Sometimes I drink a little more water than anything else. So, but overall, I'm a workaholic. I'm 68 years of age. I'm still working. So I did retire from Premier Coal. I had 34 years there. So I retired 2 years, and I got a little bit paid off sitting around doing nothing at home because there's only so many beds you can make and so many rooms you can vacuum. So I said, well, I want to get out and get a real job.
But hey, how do you feel about being on the precipice of it being the age where everyone's going to giggle for a year?
No, age doesn't bother me. I just think that what I achieved. I can look back at my life and say, right, I achieved a lot. Yeah. I made a lot of good friends, and I'm one of these guys. If I see you walking in the street and someone asks you, and what do you achieve, and I don't mind giving them 10 minutes of my time because at the end of the day, PR is very good. Yeah. Talking to people is very cheap. It doesn't cost you a cent, and people respect you for that.
Oh, that's so true. Stephen Michael Foundation is an amazing thing that's named after Stephen. He has a lot to do with it. Helps with engagement.
And next year, if you see him, he's 69. Don't giggle.
What a champion!
The foundation's going very, very well. We just seem to be getting bigger and bigger every year. And I think, I just hope that that what I'm doing is achieving goals and that. And I was at the school the other day with my granddaughter, and the lady came from Fitzroy Cross and said that it's amazing what Brendan Archie's doing with the girls, with the kids at the school there. And I thought, that's this feedback you don't ask for. It's just feedback people give you. And like I said, we got 45 and just about covered Western Australia, so it's going very well. But like everything else. We got to set a standard, and we're trying to keep that standard up to a standard where we can say, right, we're giving the best input and the skills what these kids and the foundation is for all kids, black, white, girls.
It's life-changing stuff. That is life-changing for the kids that are involved in it. So keep up the good work,
Stephen. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on this morning for a chat.
Shaun, that's who you should aspire to be.
Oh, no, I absolutely do. You mentioned Stephen Michael's name anywhere and straight up to, particularly up to Darwin.
What'll get us?
It'll get us a freebie somewhere. We'll get a cup of coffee or something.
Get your free pie at the Coconut Bakery. Hey, love your work, Stephen. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the call. And, like I said, it's not about me. And what I look at was this Sir Doug Nicholas around. I just hope some of the people in the community where we go to, they like, if I can do it, there's always opportunities for these girls, these guys who have challenges and goals at the end of the rainbow for them.
Good on you,
mate.
That's why you're the best.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Lasso's been the talk of the town. One of the stars, Merrick Ashton, joins us.
Merrick, how are you?
Merrick Ashton.
So good. Thank
Merrick
you so much for having me.
Ashton. Merrick.
When you run with a last name like that, that's all that you're straight into.
You're
right.
circus
Circus
royalty.
folk.
No,
thank you.
we've got a bit of an issue with you.
right.
Happy
What have I
years.
done now?
The last time we saw you was what? How old were you?
Actually, I think about 7 or 8 years ago, we did something.
No.
for
No, it was way
and
more
then
than that.
Prior to that, I reckon I was 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. So, Merrick, you are old school circus. You're a full carny family, right?
Yeah,
With a name
well,
like Ashton.
That's right. My family's been, in the circus industry for 170 years.
No.
So I'm seventh generation in the circus.
It's amazing.
That's
so they were back
amazing.
in the day when there were carts.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not even that long ago.
Yeah.
So back in the day when there was literally the circus would come to town and there'd be an elephant and the whole deal.
Even when I grew up, I had elephants and lions and tigers on the lot, which
It's amazing. Obviously, the
Yeah, a little
circus
bit
has
dangerous.
evolved since then.
a little bit. The landscape's a little bit different
Yes,
now.
yeah.
Do you have to take those animals for a walk, by the way? Because you've got them, like all of us have got pets, we've got to get them outside every now
Well, I'm
and
not
then.
Sean,
taking
you-
a lion or a tiger for a walk.
No, but like, Sean, when you don't take your dog out and start digging holes, imagine
Yes.
an elephant doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Stampy. Remember out of The Simpsons that time? He was a whole lot.
All right, so your whole life was circus. Let's talk about your background before we get into Lasso. So travelling around, what was that like for a kid? Because all of us is magical. One of the things
Yeah.
as a child is running away with the circus. What's it like?
Yeah, so for me, obviously, it's very normal because that's all.
that weird
That's
that
all I
that's
knew.
normal
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've known. So the circus I grew up on was my grandfather's show. That was Ashton Circus, and that
Yeah.
was
Yep.
the most recognisable, probably, for
Yes.
most people around, especially the older generation. But on that show, there was 70, 80 people, sometimes more than that
Yes.
at times, and a lot of them family. And so as a kid, up until we left there, I had a lot of kids around me,
God, the
my age.
community.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a lot of fun and running amok.
And there's clowns and bloody acrobats. That's
Well,
so
the clowns are related to you because they're
Yes.
family members, aren't they?
Hey, how many of your family members are clown?
Oh, yeah, half of them. Over the years.
Do you have an uncle or something that's a clown? Like,
My cousins are all really good clowns, actually. Yeah,
Good clowns.
For sure, yeah.
There's a difference
yeah,
too.
Well, you can be a bad clown, but not funny. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
if you leave the circus, is it like Amish folk?
You can
You're
never go back?
ostracized?
excommunicated, 100%.
Oh, excommunicated. I love that.
No, not at all. Actually, my brother, he, kind of finished his career. He'd had enough performing, and now he has a government job here in Perth.
No
Yeah, that's
way.
so interesting.
He just goes and sits in
He's
an
a
office.
fantastic acrobat, like a very, very good kind of was like, I'm sick of performing and complete direction
Do
change.
people in the office know that he's an amazing acrobat from a circus, or does he keep that under wraps?
I'm sure he does some things sometimes that gives the clue that he wasn't accurate.
Oh, Nathan, you want a coffee?
He goes on.
Who's the guy backflipping on the photocopier?
It's amazing.
Oh, it's an amazing lifestyle to grow up in.
Yeah.
But now you got your own cabaret show, which you've been doing for quite some time. Your wife performs in it as well.
Yeah, my wife's actually the singer in the show. She's a Perth girl. She grew up in City Beach, and
Did you meet her when you were travelling?
Yeah, I actually met her family first, and had a relationship with them prior to meeting her, and eventually I
How?
met her. And well, they owned the hotel, and we were down there.
Okay, right.
Yes.
We were working down there actually.
Yeah, you would have set up on the grassed area, that big
Yeah.
park that's right in front of it, close to the
Exactly.
water.
Did they
Right,
ever say,
yeah.
God, you'd be good for my daughter?
I don't think so. I think they were trying to keep me away. To be honest.
Merrick, have you ever gone away from performing and tried anything else for a period?
I can't do anything else, so I'm stuck doing this, and I wouldn't want to. That's like performing and doing, the no.
So what sort of things do you do? Because you were always, we saw you as a kid, you were developing your skills all the time. You're just mucking around.
You were
with
on the Wheel of Death when you were a
the
kid.
trapeze and doing, high wire stuff as well, weren't you? So, because you started doing that when you were really little.
Yeah, obviously you start doing, when you're really, really little, you just do a little bit of everything, and it's just fun until you find what you like to do, and then that's when you put all your time and energy into that. My main act is called the slack wire. So it's a wire,
Oh,
it's quite
yes.
loose, and then I just do tricks on that.
Yeah, so
that'll
it's
be
balancing.
Balancing is
Yeah.
amazing.
I want to go back to your girlfriend. So, when you
Wife.
met your wife, so when you met her back in the day, so she was a singer. Or what?
Well, I didn't know she could sing actually, but she did musical theatre at school and was in the choir and all those things. So she could sing, but she wasn't pursuing a career or anything like that. And actually, she didn't really enjoy singing in front of people. To be honest
And
with
you
you,
brought that out in her?
I made her, yeah.
I made her.
Yeah, like if
Hey,
you're
you wanna
going
be
to
part
be
of
in
this?
this circus,
I probably heard her in the shower one time. I was like, hey, wait, we can do something with
Money off this.
We can do something.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Jeremy McGovern's just signed a new contract with the West Coast Eels.
Extension.
He's going to play on to the end of next year. That's how good he's
Just
going.
another $1 million to throw in the pile,
Another $1
mate.
million, so they say, Nathan. Jeremy McGovern, come in.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful.
Let's talk about you the fact that you're now a husband. How was it?
carrying him for
How was
years.
it? You know, you've been to many weddings. You've never been a husband before. You're now a husband. So what was the marriage like? And then also, how's it being a husband? Is it different?
No, it's not too different. The bank account's obviously a fair bit lighter. But the whole day was awesome. It was great fun. We had a hell of a time. We sort of made it a weekend in the end, and
That's awesome.
it's just always good doing it with all your friends and family, you know. So Maddie was happy, was probably the main thing, and the kids had fun, and it was awesome. But no different at home, which is good, I think.
I thought she would have
want it to
respected
change.
you more, like, you know, like, oh, now I've got a husband. You get
No,
more
less.
respect.
I think less because she's locked him down. Gov, I did notice though, and I did make comment at the time that when you posted on Instagram your highlights of 2024, your wedding didn't crack it.
Yeah, I was.
What's that
I was
about?
a bit wary. I was a bit wary about just spamming it. You know when people just spam it a bit too much.
Oh, you were thinking of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of everyone else, not myself. I thought I've spammed a bit of wedding stuff. So
You know what?
let's see what else we're doing.
He's going to be a husband for the rest of his life. So, you know, he can do it any time.
Gov, I want to talk to you about the pre-season, mate. You would have been hating it, doing another pre-season.
In the
God
heat.
damn it. How's it been, mate?
Yeah, they're all tough. They're not getting easier, that's for sure. But hate's a strong word, Sean. You know, I don't hate them. Dislike is
You're
probably
displeased.
the word. But it's been a little bit different this year. Obviously,
new
we've had a
coach.
fair bit of change, new coach, new players. So it's been very exciting. It's been good fun, and as much as pre-seasons are tough and not the funnest things at times, they're actually good fun doing it with all the boys. So it's been good. The weather hasn't helped us out. It's been frigging hot every single week, which makes it a little bit tough. But mate, other than that, everything really going really well. So I'm very excited to rip into the season.
Gov, before we let you go, is there a couple of guys that we can look forward to?
Yeah.
You know, for the West Coast supporters listening out there.
Who's
they're gonna go along
training
to
the
games.
house down?
Yeah, they want to see who's going to be in their super coach team. They're going to put that together.
Yeah, mate, to be honest, there's heaps with us at the moment. A lot of the young boys have had really good pre-seasons and showed some early form, I guess, in a few of the games. Probably the newest of the crop, like obviously Bo Allen's played really well.
Yep.
So far he's been down back with us. But I've got the Smokey and Tommy Gross.
Okay, Tommy Gross.
Tommy Gross, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm claiming every little bit of success he has is from me because I looked after him when he first came over here for a few weeks.
Did ya?
Yeah.
So he's my fourth child for a little bit there. But no, he's shown plenty obviously in the pre-season. But to be honest, a lot of our younger boys have really stood up this year, which has been really, really exciting. So yeah, any of our younger boys that have been picked up in the last few years look really, really sharp.
Right,
How's the Harley Reid of it all going? I suppose everyone wants to know.
Yeah, no, he's going well. He's had a little bit of an interrupted pre-season, obviously, but no, he's going really well. So hopefully he can firm up for another good year for us, and it's good to see everyone's stopped talking about him a little bit.
Exactly.
Nathan, I thought we were going to get through this conversation without bringing
Nearly.
No, the only reason is because I drove past Fresh Provisions the other day, and then it reminded me.
No,
of
he's
him
a
shopping
Hurdy's
there. Sorry,
man.
the Hurdy's, and I was like, he shops there.
Yeah, keep away from the bakery
I
section.
mean, he must be pretty happy. He should send a bouquet of flowers to Sam Kerr, to be honest, because she's taken all the headlines.
Oh, yeah, she has. Oh, yeah.
Love your work,
Medal
Gov.
lift.
We'll
See you,
catch up
Gov.
with you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
No, thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
See you, man.
Thank you.
Happy New
See you
Year.
guys.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're very familiar with Pia Miranda, who, of course, sprung onto our screens in Looking for Alabrandy.
In the 70s.
A movie.
Just thought about how old she is. You know how old she is.
Face of a generation. And the new kid on the block, Aidan Calafiore, who are both starring in a show on Stan called Invisible Boys, which is based on the novel by Holden Shepherd, a good Gero boy, and it's all based in Geraldton, of course, as well. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys.
Let's talk about you having your first movie ever
Series,
with this lady.
Oh, I mean, I really did win the lottery with, getting stuck with this one.
It's huge.
It's absolutely huge.
It's Pia Moran.
Exactly.
And that's your first thing.
Things about me.
But there should be some like really rubbish projects before you get to this stage.
Yeah, no, I was very lucky that I feel like I skipped a couple of steps, but I didn't skimp on the hard work, and I had an amazing mentor in Pia to make sure that I did it all and brought the project to life.
We
in a
had
good
a
way,
good time together.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Well, Aidan, we first saw you on The Voice when you came on, so you can sing. So how did you do
flashy.
theatre arts stuff before? Well, how did it work out?
Yeah, I did The Voice in 2018. I've always been singing, but I've always been an actor as well. I've always loved the arts. Always, dancing, singing, and acting was always my thing. But never really believed in myself as an actor until maybe a year and a half ago. I started trying out, and
What was that? Did you lie to someone really well and go, "Oh, that was good"?
yeah. I said
He's really good though. He's a natural. He taught me some stuff on set.
Really?
He's really.
What did he teach you?
How can he teach you?
Well, give me one thing.
Seriously.
We just worked well together, and I think he reminded me. As you get older, you lose a little bit of your. I don't
Hunger?
Want to say, your hunger and enthusiasm. And I think working with Aidan and seeing his hunger and his excitement really helped me refine that, which was really lovely.
Did you film this in Geraldton?
We filmed a lot.
Some of it, yeah.
Split in Geraldton and some in Perth.
So does that mean that winning Survivor was good preparation for being in Geraldton?
How many times did you make fire?
I can make fire actually still, just to challenge myself every now and then.
That's how you make dinner. I make fire.
Pia was the hunter, I was the cook.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know, so very rarely can somebody pin their career and be and have a moment in time that everybody shares and everybody knows, and that is Ali Brandy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ali Brandy is part of your life and will always be part of your life. And we do know sometimes when people are banging on about one project too much, you go,
it's a bit
God, shut up
other
about
things,
it.
yeah.
How do you see it?
Look, I think it's a privilege to be in something that means so much to people.
Huge.
I just think it's nothing to complain about. I have such affection for the role. I have such affection for Melina, who wrote the book. And I think we went on that journey together of... at first I didn't realise I was still going to be talking about it in 25 years.
It's amazing, isn't it?
What a privilege. And I get to meet people every single day and they can have, if I can give them a lovely interaction and make their day.
That's nice.
I mean, you don't get to buy that. I'm very grateful.
I really
for that.
love that because some people, they work their guts to go, oh my God, there she is. And if they're eating, don't go up to someone that you know. But,
No.
Yeah.
but for you to make sure that interaction is lovely for them, a lot of people don't do that nowadays. So that's really sweet. So do people call you Ali Brandy sometimes? Do they think your name's Ali Brandy?
Yeah, sometimes they call me Josie. People love talking to me about Tomato Day, and I've done Tomato
can
Day
imagine.
twice. I've done it once in Ali Brandy, and I do it once in Invisible Boys. Two times I've done Tomato Day are on screen, but I do humour them and listen to their wonderful stories about Tomato Day.
Hey, Aidan, give us a rundown of Invisible Boys for people who haven't read the book in the first place.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a super powerful story about 4 young men, exploring their sexuality. They're exploring just growing up in a small town where they feel like they can't be themselves and they can't express, how they truly feel. And, a lot of the time you experience that in school or out with friends and then you come home to your safe space. But, a lot of the boys experience that you don't have that safe space even when you go home, which is what's really interesting about the dynamic that we share as Zeke and Anna, that, home isn't always the safe space for him.
I'm not very nice to him.
Oh,
No.
take your shoes off.
But it's a beautiful story and I think that people will really relate to it.
It is also about people finding their way, finding their tribe, and also about people who are in remote environments.
Country towns, mate.
We don't see a lot of that,
It's very
especially
insular. Yeah.
with an edgy storyline, and young people, I think, will really relate to it.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
thank
We're really
you.
looking forward to
Thank you
seeing
all.
Invisible Boys on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
It's going to be incredible.
Per week or all dropping at the same
All dropping at the same
dropping.
time.
Same
Binged
time.
a lot of
Binge
it.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
They have done the work.
Years reading the news side by side. From Channel 7, the incredible Rick Arden and Susanna Carr.
Good morning and welcome to Nova.
back.
Rick and Sue.
You are, you don't even need your last names. You guys are like Madonna.
Yeah.
Like you are one name required
Now,
only.
let's get right to the branding. Was there ever a discussion about Sue and Rick?
Or Rick
Oh,
and
yeah, I
Sue.
think we're known both ways.
For me, it's a Rick and Sue. But probably because I watch Rick and Morty. You're Morty. Sue. But was there ever, branding-wise, you think, do you ever, say Sue first to get a headline?
Yeah, she does.
I think with our with the news it alternates, so
Yeah.
there's fairness somewhere.
And I was watching, so you were doing the news, and then Sue was brought in. yes, as a female anchor, and it was huge at the time for this to happen because it wasn't the norm. How was that? Was it anchormanish? Was it like, a woman can't do the news?
No,
was
not
it like
at
that
all.
at the time?
Of course
Or was
not.
it, what is she doing?
No, not at all. Sue was already established on the
I know.
ABC,
Yeah,
so we welcomed her with open arms.
Yeah, yeah. Anchor woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anchor woman.
Veronica Corningstone over there. Look at her go.
Yeah. So you were 19, Rick.
Not there.
When I started, when
you
Sue
started,
came
yes.
along, I was 26.
Yeah. That is a very young age, and both of
And have
you
you
to
seen
be
the
the
pictures
anchors.
of him?
Yeah, I have.
He looked about 11.
I know.
That's right.
Yeah. But you had a man voice. When did your man voice set in? What age?
Well, funnily enough, I was in year 12 at school and I was a late bloomer. And so
Yes.
at school, I still had a squeaky voice.
Yeah.
But by the time I matured, I started work at the West. And when I came on TV 2 years later, here's my schoolmates thinking,
Hang on, who's
bloody
that
hell, how
guy?
listen to that voice? It's gone a bit deeper.
I know.
That's amazing, really, for it to happen so dramatically.
We
and
hear about
late.
people's balls dropping, but not into
Yes.
the cellar.
That's amazing. So literally, you left school, started work at the West, and then immediately just went on TV. Like,
No,
how
I've
did that
been there
happen?
for 18 months as a journalist.
No, but that is immediately, really,
Yeah.
in television terms.
Well, I
these
guess over the
days.
course of 40 years, it's immediately, but it
Yeah.
wasn't at the time. So I was very lucky. I cut my teeth in terms of the facts and reporting and
'Cause
journalism.
it wouldn't
at the
happen
West.
now.
No.
You're not going to see a 19-year-old delivering the news.
MTV News or
Are
something
you?
like that.
Maybe, yeah.
So how old were you when you started at the ABC? You were pretty young too.
22.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah, I know. We were children.
So that's clubbing age.
That's us and Fat Cat.
Were you guys out? Were you out just like having a normal life of those?
Totally. I
Yeah,
went to
absolutely.
university.
Really?
So, university is a normal life.
So people would be out at a nightclub having a drink and having a dance, and then there was the news anchors from Channel 7
Yeah.
out
We're
there
on the
doing-
dance floor bopping away.
Yeah, well,
That was
they
it.
finish work at about 7:30. Just keep straight on. Right? That's how it works.
Like, was it the feeding the reels in, or was it tapes? Where were we? What era
It
were
was
we in?
film.
Film.
Film
Yeah,
spliced.
Splicing.
Flown in from
was it.
overseas. News was always like yesterday's news.
Yes.
It wasn't today's news, whereas now it's like
How's that
moment-
changed?
That
the moment it's
24-hour
happening.
news
Yeah.
cycle is full on, isn't it?
What was TV like back in the day? Was
Were there
it just
perks?
Well, there was a time, particularly when Christopher Skase, the ill-fated Christopher Skase, owned the network, when we were all flown to a massive big show at the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we all flew to Sydney, and then we all flew up from Sydney to the Gold Coast, and we all joked and said, if you want to take out the 7 network,
This is it.
just take this plane out.
one plane.
Because everybody was on that
If only
plane.
they knew back then what was happening today with the ratings.
And I had to laugh at that time too because there was Sandy Roberts and a few of the Melbourne sports people who didn't really know what Christopher Skase looked like. So I've rolled up there with Sue, and they're very polite to me. I thought that's been nice, and they said,
they
afterwards,
thought you were
sorry,
Christopher
we thought you were Christopher Skase.
Because you do. You have that.
You
have
give
that.
off shonky millionaire vibes.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
amazing.
People are going to see a special on you guys, which is going to be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious because of the fact that it's what is it? 4 decades of fashion. 4 decades of
yeah,
fashion.
sure.
I mean, you
Shoulder
don't notice it
pads.
so much with Rick's
But
outfit.
Sue,
A suit is a
mate.
suit. But Sue, you've been through it.
Dallas
Oh my
and
God.
Dynasty have called and they want their outfits back. It was like there was not one natural material on your body, and your hair, which seemed to
It's
be
been
a
through some stuff.
spiral permed mohawk situation, was
It was huge.
it was higher the hair, closer to God. They say
Absolutely.
yeah,
And wider too.
Yeah. How do you-
Natural curl, or was that...
Perms.
Yeah,
in the day of
back in the day. Perms are back. My hairdresser told me this. Perms are back,
Oh,
but
no.
only for men. He said everyone getting a perm at his hairdresser is a man. Yeah, the guys are getting the curls on top.
What's one of the descriptive words? They're gay.
No,
It's not a man?
no, it's not
Okay,
gay.
that's great.
It's straight
Just
men.
straight men
Straight
want
men getting
curls.
perms.
Curls get the girls.
Yeah, so they
that.
say.
Isn't that right, Rick?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Our special guest this morning is Kath Lopman.
We love her.
Welcome back, Kath.
What a
Thank
great
you.
Valentine's Day gift. What's happening for Valentine's
Can
Day
I
for
just
you?
say, hang on, before we get to Valley
Yeah,
Day.
yeah, what?
Last time I came on this show, my
Yes.
phone lit up.
Why?
Because you guys have so many loyal listeners.
Oh,
And all my friends and
no. They
family
were
saying, I can't
telemarketers.
believe you.
They were telemarketers.
No, everyone loves you. And I got a lot of love that day. So I can't believe you met Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
I know, what an honour for you.
Are they really that good looking in real life? I mean,
They
obviously
are,
that-
and they are. How young are they? Basically
are.
fetuses. Valentine's Day. Talk to me.
I actually didn't realise it was Valentine's Day
No,
until
right.
I came here
It's not so
and heard
funny.
you guys talking about it. I'm not a big Valentine's Day person. I'm a big Easter person.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
Yeah, don't forget
Chocolate says it
eggs.
all.
Oh,
Really?
Kath, at the moment, how do you feel about when the hot cross buns come out just
Love
after
it.
Christmas? But
Love
it's
it.
too early, surely.
No, never too
But
early.
you're sick of them
Never
by the
too
time Easter
early.
comes
Because
around.
I don't know if you're too young, but crumpets used to be a seasonal
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Remember,
Yeah,
they were
we used to
winter
have
time,
crumpets.
and now you can get crumpets. Now you can get crumpets all the time,
So
and now
it's not
crumpets aren't
special.
exciting.
They were on sale
Remember,
yesterday when I went to
We
Coles.
would run home from Hannah's Supermarket and go, Mum and Dad, crumpets are here, and we'd run down there and we'd all
Wait,
get our
which
crumpets.
season were crumpet season?
Winter, it's a winter thing.
Winter was
Are you crazy?
crumpets
When
would
do you
come
think
out.
you would eat crumpets?
Yeah, a summer crumpet was like, no way. There's no one
Hey,
has a
you're off
summer
your
This is
You're
crumpet.
off your
exactly
head.
the sort of person who would eat hot cross buns in December.
There we go. We've uncovered some things on Kath already. Hey, Kath.
Are we going to talk sport or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. What? This small segment. Kath, you're over in Melbourne. You've just got back. So what were you doing over there?
Yes, we had a massive Fox Footy promo day yesterday at Marvel Stadium. The whole crew together.
Wow. Yeah.
You know who
It's like when the Avengers come together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's big. It's going to be big on Fox this year.
Got a big
because
team.
Big team and no Channel 7 commentary on Fox at all anymore.
Yes.
So,
So tell us about the shoot. Tell us about the shoot. What
the
happened?
shoot was great. It was 55 degrees in Melbourne yesterday, and everyone's in suits. And luckily, I had the arms out, being
Yes.
a girl. But we had this great. It's going to look epic. This great promo where the whole team was on the field together. The roof was closed, so as you can imagine, absolute sauna.
no.
And you all have to
My
stand there with
nightmare.
your cheesy smiles and be really, steely focused on camera. And Matt Nable, who's a brilliant actor, he does all the Fox
Powerful,
promos.
powerful
He did this great
delivery.
walk
Former
and
rugby
talk.
league player, yeah.
Yeah, walk and talk of, every game on Fox,
Yes.
yada, yada.
You know all the words off by heart.
Meanwhile, everyone is sweating.
Bullets.
Gary Lyon had a tissue just to wipe his forehead.
Hair's frizzing up, the whole
And,
deal. What a nightmare.
And, they've invested a lot of money into this shoot, so they want to get a few takes. But by the fifth take, everyone's just
So, no, I
looking
think
like
we've got it.
they've fresh out
I
of
feel
shower.
your pain. That happened to me 2 days
2
ago.
days ago.
2 days ago after this show, we did all our promo shoots. If you go to one of the Fever games, you're going to see us there dancing.
We're the radio partner with the West Coast Fever.
Now I on the itinerary, it basically had one bit of dancing, and then we went to the get dressed, and they said, "Oh, here's a t-shirt for you, Nat. T-shirt for you, Sean. Here's a scarf." And Nathan, would you put a hoodie on? I went, yeah, okay. And I thought, we're just
cover up
going
your
there and
arms.
dance. Then we went in there and proceeded to dance. Exactly. We went in there and proceeded to dance for 12 hours. And I was sweating so bad. And then after that, I thought, okay, I'll cool down on the way to the LED black room we were going next.
Yeah.
That was 3 steps away. And then we get in there, and I thought it's just at least we're going to walk and just stand at the end. Then we get in there and they go, you know what? We heard you guys are so good in there. Can we have you guys dancing? Then I had to dance again. Oh, my God.
He was
Sweating so bad that the sweat patches were coming through the hoodie.
Dude, sweating so bad that in the dance, and if you go to the Fever game, they might use this piece, I had to incorporate a scarf wiping sweat off myself and pretend that I'm sweating from dancing because I was sweating from dancing. That was crazy.
Hey, Kat, the other promo I've seen is you in where Brownie's playing the piano and you're in a green
Saturday
dress.
night.
Yes.
The KO ad.
Are you lying on the piano?
Yeah. No. I'm just walking through the bar being like, hey,
In a hot
the
grey
only
dress.
place you can watch Saturday footy is
So
on
you're like
Fox.
picking us up.
Yeah. I'm
That
like, get
just
on
worked.
board.
You've
With
Get on
Jonathan
board.
Brown
Get
on
on
piano.
board.
Yeah.
No, that was a
Does
fun
that would
day.
work? Brownie on the piano.
Yeah.
They
Great
need a big
tune.
tin in his hand, though, to be able to.
For a girl, is it impressive if you've met a guy and you don't know too much about him, and then there's a piano somewhere, and then he goes, hey, and he sits down and just plays the piano? Is that
Oh,
impressive?
like the power of an instrument.
Yeah,
Yes.
just like
Yeah. I actually.
No, I was talking about pianos. That family show, mate.
No, Nat, I do think the women's perspective
Yes.
here, if a guy just whips out a guitar,
Yeah.
and
Guitar?
starts,
So it's not a
some
piano?
sort of acoustic version of a song, that's
What about
I
a
mean,
violin?
you say that, Kath, but only if he's good, because there is nothing more excruciating than a guy who can't really play the
But-
guitar or can't
But
really
if he
No, that's
sing.
true,
can, if he
Serenade.
can, Nat,
Awful.
if he can, what's the instrument? Would it be guitar or piano?
Oh,
for you?
anything if it's done well.
Yeah. So you think guitar? So a fiddle? No.
I'm not sure I'm going violin or like recorder.
But if he's on the sax, making sexy sax eyes
see,
at
that's
you.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sax, guitar, piano.
The saxo, that guy would have a spa And he'd have lotion.
What about the xylophone? Would that get you hot and bothered?
Tambourine.
Drums.
Tambourine. Well, that's good. The spoons are always.
Yeah, it'd be great when you pick him up from kindergarten. On the xylophone.
Hey, Shawnee Mac, are you going to be at the game tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I'm doing some training, but I was going to speak to you about that. But I was reading. I didn't know this. Just are you a gun swimmer at school?
Not bad. Yeah.
Really?
No, a gun swimmer. Come on, you were a
Everyone's
gun
talking
swimmer.
about
Honestly, you were.
Yeah, I was pretty good.
What was your stroke?
I was a freestyler. Or 200.
Drop the microphone.
Yeah.
Did you? When did you do the Rotto solo?
Yeah, I did the Rotto swim. That was on the bucket list. I think it was probably like 8 to 10 years ago now.
Jeez.
Yeah, because you're doing it, aren't you?
I did it. I did it last year, but I'm doing it in a team with
Have
my.
you done it solo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
So Sean's done 1.5
7 hours.
solos because he did this. He did half the solo and then it got cancelled. Remember, it got cancelled last year mid race.
Oh, was that last year?
Yeah.
That was
And then he did the
hectic.
port to pub.
Yeah. I've drunk a can of solo.
And very similar.
It's pretty good.
It takes it's effort. That's what it
I'd
comes
stop
down
halfway and we'd do it again.
I actually saw that you're swimming it for the Kai Feller Foundation.
Yes, I am.
And I'm going to the ball tomorrow night.
Are
So
you?
cool.
Oh,
and I
nice.
think it's so appropriate when I saw that because obviously it's been a pretty traumatic time in footy world.
Yes,
and
it has.
Mental health is, on everyone's mind at the moment. And the Kai Feller Foundation do such a good job. So
do.
well done.
Yeah, we've raised about close to 14 grand or maybe 14. So
Really?
Yeah. Just
Nathan
chipping away.
hasn't even put in his $10,000
when Nathan
bid.
does,
Do you want to lose change in my wallet?
yeah.
That's 30,000.
But that's fantastic, Kath.
I'll need to donate too.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Well
Thank you
done.
very
Good
much,
luck.
all to Kai fella.
Link in bio, everybody. Link in bio.
That's right. The footy tomorrow night.
Link in bio.
Who put that link up for you, by the way?
I spoke to Sam about it, but
I
I forgot.
100% knew it wasn't you.
I was speaking to Sam about it before, and he showed me what to do, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll remember that."
Sean,
That's if I
can't
remember
even
that.
order a pair of shoes on the internet, let alone make a bloody
I
webpage.
don't like making purchases
Who's
online.
the most
Okay,
Instagram
boomer.
savvy out of you three?
Oh, easily, Natalie. Nathan, you'd be
I know
good.
Instagram. I gave it up for a bit because it was a bit. It felt like homework.
Right.
Yeah, I was like posting things.
I thought
and-
you would like Instagram.
No, I did for a while, and then it was just, and then I was like, I don't know. I just thought, what am I posting this for? Who cares?
Yeah.
Does anyone care? And then I just stopped. But I'll get back into it one day.
You make a valid point.
Oh, yeah, I just look at my life and go, no one cares. I don't care.
I'm just there. I think I'm just there for the memes these days.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh,
the meme
that's
game is
good
strong, isn't
Just
it?
the
Yes,
memes.
yeah.
Have a little giggle and move on.
Yeah.
You're doing really well in your career. Are you happy?
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a swift
No,
change
I'm
in
just
topic.
saying, you're doing really well.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, it is good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big year.
Yeah,
so
what are
pretty
your
excited
goals?
about
What are your goals?
Oh, God, we're in deep.
Let's get there.
Goals. No,
kind of
I'm
floaties?
very, very happy with Fox, as complacent as that
Don't
might
want to be
sound.
like the anchor woman of the whole thing or something?
I would love to work with Nat and Sean, so...
What a
Step
short
aside,
straw.
Nathan.
Well, that's fantastic. Nova's just let them go.
Kath, Nat and Sean coming your way.
What a coincidence.
I like it.
Not on here.
Well, we want to see how you go tomorrow at the All Stars game. You're across
Yes.
everything's been happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think they're expecting about 30,000, hopefully.
Yeah, I reckon.
25
Gee, it'd be
to
nice and
30,000.
cool for you down at boundary line,
Yeah,
wouldn't
what's it going to be? 35 degrees.
Yeah.
Hey, the players.
Speaking of sweat before, I might have to wear an all white number.
Do you ever feel the pressure of being in front of such a large crowd? Like, does that play into you, or because I wonder because you're playing in front of the same thing as
Yeah.
the team is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. No, actually, I don't, because I think when you're at the ground, everyone's watching the players, not
Yes.
you. I think I get most nervous. I'm keen to know you guys, but like MC events. When you go into a room or a ballroom.
The worst is when they
You
don't laugh. And like, when they don't
Oh,
laugh.
see, I've never had that before.
The worst is
we get it most
the worst
days.
is when they're talking and you can't stop them because they've had a few prees
Yes.
and they're all everyone's chit chatting away.
Yeah.
It's like shh, shh, shh.
What
And
about
you
the-
feel
what
like
about
a
the
school
one-
teacher trying to get them
Yeah.
shut up.
We did one at a university one time, right? And the weather was terrible, but they didn't cancel it. So Natalie and I had to go out there, and we were with all the different schools of this university doing demonstrations on stage, from science to this to that. And there was 3 people that rocked up to this crowd, so a huge auditorium, and these 3 people sat in the last row.
No, it was open. It was an open thing.
It was like,
it was in the
they
weather.
were in the last row, and we asked them to come forward, and they said no, and we had to do the whole presentation to no
Oh,
one.
no.
That was a low point.
Kath, I was banned from the Cottesloe Golf Club for about 7 years after
I
one
remember
MC
hearing
event.
about this.
Yeah.
What
Mate, I
went
got
so
back there
wrong?
this year.
Alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol.
Yeah.
And a C word.
That'll do it. Yeah. You know what I just realised? You call her Natalie.
Yeah, I know. We talked
so
about it. I
formal,
talked
isn't
about
it?
it the other day.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. I just have ever
What's
since.
up with that, Catherine?
I just have ever since. I natter sometimes, but to me, she's a Natalie.
Yeah, you're just so friendly and casual, and then you go, Natalie.
No, I've always. We actually talked about it for the first time the other day. I said, "Do you realise that I, on air, for some reason, just refer to you as Natalie? It's insane." Yeah. But I refer Sean's dickhead though. So I mean, everyone's got different names.
It's very posh though.
It's very posh.
Yeah.
It's dykehead.
Big game tomorrow. Be able to watch all the action on Fox. Be able to see Kath in
Catherine.
full flight
Catherine.
in her white dress,
Catherine
perhaps.
Eloise. Yep.
Catherine Eloise. There we
Catherine
go.
Eloise.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey,
Having you on.
it's good to be seen.
Come back soon, Kath.
Valentine's,
We love
Kath.
you. Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
I went to a comedy club in LA, and on their website, when I bought the ticket, it clearly said that they were doing a toy drive to collect toys for underprivileged kids for Christmas. So I lugged a dinosaur into the comedy club, and I was the only
Natalie,
one.
it's not like a
amazing.
comedy club could play a joke.
No, what a stitch up. Claire's in Guelph. Hi, Claire.
Hey guys, how are you?
Claire.
When were you the only one, Claire? What happened?
So it wasn't actually me. I did this to my little 4-year-old at the time. I was heavily pregnant with my second, so I had a look at the invite, wasn't really paying attention to details, but the invite had little pirates all over it and a big pirate ship. So I just assumed it was dress up. So I love a dress up, so I got her dressed up as a pirate. I got the eyeliner out. I drew scars all over her, a little moustache. I patched her up and sent my husband along to this birthday party. And
Please tell me you put him in
the car.
him in costume too.
It's fine, just go in there. And they went in, and no other kid was dressed up. They're like, and they asked, like, why is she all dressed up? And he's like, oh, just come from another birthday party.
Oh, Dad, on the money.
Daddy hasn't come from another party, so just made him out to be an utter liar as well in front of all the new parents.
And also, like,
But she rocked it.
those party people that just go from party to party. It's like, you don't think mine's that special.
Was she okay with it? Did she rock it once she got to the party?
Oh,
or
yeah,
did
she rocked it. Yeah.
Because when you're that young, when
Awesome.
you're that young, you're looking great. You're dressed special.
you
You
dress
don't
up
care.
yourself. Every day
You
you
don't
dress
care.
up.
All the confidence in the world.
That's so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah. I'm dressed up as a vampire clown next. I'm sure she'll have a great day.
Nathan, it's not a thing.
It is.
Thank you, Claire. Jenny's in Basso. Hi, Jen.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Jenny.
All right, Jenny, when were you the only one?
Okay, so I was probably about 10 or 11, and I used to go for West Perth footy
Yes.
in the Waffle, and I live not far from Bassendean Football Oval, which we all know is home of Swan District.
The Black Ducks?
And my sister told me that my footy team, West Perth, were playing there, and I got decked out in my whole kit and caboodle, and off to the footy we went, and it turns out it's Swan District home ground with not West Perth.
No garlic matches to be seen.
So you were in a sea of black and white in all your West Perth gear.
Red and blue.
Stuck out a bit.
Now, how do the football fans take that? Did they leave you alone? Did you get sledged?
Oh, no, I got booed. Booed big time.
Yeah.
For a 10-year-old, that's pretty bad.
That's brutal, isn't it?
How many people do you think were booing at you?
The whole grandstand.
Yeah.
Sean, have you had that many people boo at you?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's it like? What's it like?
Western
Not a great
Oval,
feeling.
surely.
Oh, God. Spitting at you, mate.
Yeah.
Spitting at you.
Thanks,
Oh,
Jenny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd spit on you if you're on fire.
Pretty
yeah,
feral.
thank you. That'd save me.
Tara's in Connolly. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
How are you?
Tara, when were you the only one, Tara? What happened?
Well, it was actually my husband, and I've been dying to tell this story for years. So we got invited to a pink and white party for a friend's birthday at one of the hockey clubs. And he thought, he's a 6'4" burly guy, I'm going to go all in pink. I'm going to put myself out there. So we were visiting the op shops and Kmart and all that sort of stuff, and he had the hat and the shirt and these pants that were too small for him and a pair of shoes.
I like the effort he's going
yeah,
into.
great.
That's great.
Yeah.
I know. It was he really went with it. So we rocked up there, go to get out of the car, and he realises everyone's only in white. Even the birthday girl is all in white.
He should have pulled out a red sock out of his pocket. And gone, damn, everyone tried.
It was, and he went, you know what? I'm just going to own it. And off he went, and he was getting high fives by everybody.
You know
and
what?
really went with it, and it was the best.
It was basically wearing a pink ribbon.
Yes, that's right.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? I think you can only high five a big man in pink.
I mean, we're assuming they were high-fiving because of the pink, but maybe they were high-fiving because of the slightly too small pants. You never know.
I know, hot pants on a big fella.
That too. Yeah, it was pretty impressive, I must say.
And well, no, I really do. I do love the fact that because a lot of guys they won't put much effort into a dress up, and
Yes.
look at him. He's
Yeah.
gone from shop
Yeah,
to shop,
Yep.
buying pink stuff. Sean, not you. I have to buy all yours.
I'm all about it.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
The greatest number 8 that's ever played for the Fremantle
So
Dockers.
generous at the shop,
Andrew
Sean.
Brayshaw. He is.
Andy, how are
Andy,
you?
how are you?
Yeah, very good. Not so sure about that, Shawnee, about the number 8, but thank you very much. I appreciate that comment.
So how's pre-season been going for you, great man?
No, it's been really good. Obviously, it's been, for everyone that doesn't know, it's been very hot in Coburn, and it's been brutal. We've been training hard, and I think everyone's ready to play against some opponents, and very excited that we get to play against the Indigenous All-Stars.
Well, it's not called Coburn for no reason.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Andy, I was away over Christmas, so I want to know, did you and your little friends do your Christmas Day 100 again like you always do?
Yes, we did. It wouldn't be Christmas Day without 100 hundreds. We were in Victoria. My brother Angus was getting married over Christmas, so we were in Victoria. Did the 100 hundreds. There was a good crew of us, and then we enjoyed some Christmas lunch and drinks. It was
You
awesome.
really earn your Christmas lunch, you lot, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it makes you feel a little bit less guilty in the afternoon. Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, we know it's been hot as hell, and a lot of those sessions you guys have been kicking off in the morning and then going all the way through to lunchtime. But is there ever fun? Because my memory is every day is hell, and you just got to get through it. And particularly a lot of the times when you
Hello, Megan, his beautiful wife.
and particularly when you're doing your running sessions and you think, I can't take another step, and you realise you're only halfway through.
Yeah, no, it's definitely physically and mentally challenging. I don't know if fun is the exact word I'd use to describe pre-season, but you definitely bond over those tough training sessions and those times where you feel like you can't give anything else, and then one of your teammates will get you up and about, call your name out and ask you to give that one more effort or do that one more thing that the team requires. And then by the time you get to here, you can look back confidently on the last couple of months and go, far out, we did all this work. We should be feeling really good about, getting to play some opposition.
Sean, what about you? When you were playing, did you ever think, do you ever oh my God, I hope I can still do this well this year? Does that?
Well, the first few years when I was playing, the off-season was the off-season. So you would
really
see
was
me
off.
at Metros at Thursday, Friday and Saturday.
and the coach was there next year. Yeah.
But then, a few years into it became
more professional.
And because when you come back, everything gets measured, as Andy said, straight away. And that's when the anxiety comes into it. And I don't think you ever, no matter how, because I got to an age where, I had kids pretty young, so my life settled down pretty quickly all of a sudden, which allowed
the word
me
shackled.
Shackled, allowed me to focus on footy. But I don't think I ever felt like I was prepared enough.
You were never doing 100 hundreds on Christmas Day, were you?
By the way, 100. Can I talk 100 what? What are you doing?
100 metres sprints.
100 metre sprints.
Times 100.
Well, that's bad.
I started doing it last year with my younger son, Ollie, for Christmas. I think I got to 40 odd and I was going to pull a hammy for
And
sure.
how many days do we have to do that?
Before you got to get it in before Christmas lunch.
Bullshit.
Yes.
Are you serious, Andy?
How are you doing that? It's become a real tradition for your family.
Wait,
hasn't
I'm
it?
sorry. How many of your family do it?
Well, it started with just me and my brothers, but now we actually have. There's a lot of people that do it all over Australia, really.
They do.
Yeah, a lot of people do
You
it.
started a
They
movement.
started it. Yeah, when I went out to the park on Christmas Day this year, there was so many people doing it.
Did you
It was unbelievable.
monetize this trend,
No,
Andy Brayshaw?
definitely
You
not.
idiot.
No, that's a bummer, isn't it?
And Andy, I was looking at the Phoenix Open just the other day and see that Minwoo Lee, he finished top 10, I believe. Do you take any credit for the way he's playing these days on the golf course?
I don't know if I can take any credit, but I do every time someone mentions him, get to tell them that I have beaten him over 9 holes before.
Hey!
He, pretty stoked with that. He one day was 1 over through 9 and I was 1 under, which was my best round ever. And then I think through the 18 he ended up Yeah, absolutely smoking me, but that is
hang on to
point.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's when you walk off. That's when you walk off. Go, no, I've got to go. We've just got to call. Got to go to the club.
Right.
Hey, good luck this weekend, Andy. I hope you get through unscathed and have a really great time. The Indigenous All-Stars game's always going to be a cracker. Fremantle will get to have the first hit out of the season. Look forward to the year going well, mate.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.